All right, well, we just arrived. We're back at Team Weber here, 2018, our second go around this fall. Our quest for Slim. This portion of the show is brought to you by completely freaked out Steve Ecklund. You gotta go get your eyes checked. Maybe get a pair of glasses. Maybe you'll see more deer. Well, let me tell you something. I can't see in these things.
Brought to you by Old Smokes Coffee Roastery and Cafe, Browning, G5 Outdoors, Prime Archery, Stealth Cam, Outdoor Edge, High Mountain Seasonings, Hornady, Canac Industrial Services, Portable Winch Co., Vortex, Wolverine Guns and Tackle.
All right, well, they said they wanted to include a bunch of behind-the-scenes action. So I had a little bit of a break in between Hunt and Slim. Come back and get some wisdom teeth removed. Yay, for me. And now, that left me time to stop in here. That's right, Wolverine Gun and Tackle. Here we go. Gonna get this thing off because I look like an idiot. I'm here with Barry. Barry's the gun guy here at Wolverine. Barry, where's your precision hunter ammo?
Precision hunter, just right here.
Oh,
On
right
the
there.
Right here.
Okay, let me see here. 300 short mag, right there, boys and girls. And for anybody that's ever seen me shoot, that ought to do it. Okay, thanks, Barry.
You're welcome. Have a good time.
You forgot about ground blind chairs. I can't sit on the ground. I need chairs. Okay, now I'm here with Maria. Say hi, Maria.
Hello, guys.
So she wants me to use these, and I'm not a big fan of synthetics. I'm a real horn kind of guy, and I've got a set of magic horns, magic rattling antlers. And if you rattle them together and nothing comes, it's because nothing is out there. So, the joys of self-filming here. What do we got here now?
I got dryer sheets and a bar of soap because maybe you smell. That's why they're not coming.
The soap I'm into, the dryer sheets. I don't wash my clothes anyway, so.
Hi, Steve.
Okay, see you guys. Thanks, Maria.
Bye.
Okay, see you guys.
Make sure you bring home that white meat there.
I'll bring Slim back for you can eyeball him when he's on the ground. Might be a minute with the double baked onion rings. Okay, we just arrived back for round 2, Team Weber. Long drive, about 7 hours this time with the weather. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Apparently the guys are in the shop, so go check it out. See what's shaking, see if they're knocking down any deer or what. So everybody knows this week, is a big week for me. This is the 3rd year we've been chasing Slim. Kelsey's been pouring a lot of work into it. Mark, this is 365 days a year, and really all I need is my opportunity, one opportunity.
You guys don't have to worry. Steve's after Slim for the 3rd year, and he's not gonna worry. He's gonna be here for the 4th year, unless somebody else goes down and shows him how it's done. Maybe Kelsey might do that.
Are you serious? There you go. Oh, when Are you serious? Yeah, that's Slim.
I think it was funny to do that on Steve because he's a professional hunter and they don't have that happen to them much. So it was really funny to see his face when it did happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the deer we've been hunting for 3 years now. Slim. And he has got points everywhere. You wanted to see me?
Yeah, shut the door.
What's up?
Well, what the hell is wrong with you? This is the 4th letter that I have received this week with complaints about you. And Steve, come on, I know you're writing these letters yourself. For example, Mr. Ecklund told me that my mustache looked so bad that he could fly fish with my face. Or, Steve Ecklund made reference to a new policy on our board meeting that was very inappropriate. And I quote, "I'd rather put my blank in a meat grinder than to listen to 5 more minutes of this." And Steve, I don't know what the hell you're trying to do here, but you've left me no choice. I need to suspend you for at least a week, and it's going to start next week. You need to take the time, relax, and put your head back on. Think smarter.
Okay.
All right?
Yep, no problem. Okay, well, it's the morning thereof, and just took our time this morning kind of getting ready. Gear, ground blinds, tree stands, rifle. Here comes Mark in the background. He dropped off Ned and Virgil this morning. The boys are excited, so it should be a good one. I got a ton of gear. Mark's gonna shoot me. And that's the one thing with Cliffy too, he's very supportive. He's always wishing me the best of luck, and out of everybody, I think Cliffy's rooting for me the most to get Slim on the ground for sure.
I'm just hoping if we get a deer sooner the better, get him out of here.
So Steve, we're gonna let Cliff go first, eh?
Okay.
Because we're gonna get in a little bit of wet stuff.
Okay.
That way we can just hook on and he can give me a pull if we get. Well, I guess we should start with last fall. Steve was up. We had trail camera pictures of Slim. We had a good setup for him that we felt we would get him. We missed him by just 3 hours that day. We were so close. Transferred him out to a different bait station, and he showed up into the next one, and we just missed him by 3 hours. So then Kelsey and I decided together that we'd go look for this deer Slim later in the winter, and we found him in the field, and Kelsey said, that's him, that's the one, that's Slim, he's out in the field there. So then we went and looked for the sheds a little bit later in the week, and we ended up finding one, and a friend of ours found another one, and then Kelsey had this idea to let's keep it a secret, and when we talk to Steve on the phone, then we'll not tell him about that stuff, and keep it right until the day he shows up.
We're back here now. That's good.
There was our old setup. Looks like it might be a little wet.
Yeah.
We'll maybe change strategy a little bit.
Yeah.
Let you do your thing. Put you up on the ridge up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and check out the ridge. Get some ground blinds set and some tree stands hung up. Depending on wind, I guess, and all that kind of good stuff, you know, it's, I don't know, I get nervous when we start to do this. I mean, we know he's living, we know he's in here. We've got multiple cameras up, and we're putting more up today. You know, it's risky business when you go into an area like this that holds a big buck, and you just never know what's gonna rattle him and send him to a different county, so.
Last thing we want to do is jump him out and get him all worked up over nothing, really.
We're thinking 7.5-year-old buck, you know, 7-year-old buck, and he doesn't make it that long by being stupid.
No,
so,
that's exactly right.
Okay, well, here's kind of what we got going on. We're in Saskatchewan, so you can use bait in here. And the outfitter has bait 1/4 mile this way. But I just don't think Slim is one of those deer that we're gonna kill over a bait. I think he's smarter than that, so I'm just trying to sort out trails where they intersect. you know, keeping in consideration, okay, am I gonna hunt it primarily in the evenings? So my sun's gonna be in the west. I want that at my back. Predominant wind here typically comes from the north, but weatherman says it's gonna come out of the east for the next 4 or 5 days. So, you know, maybe I'm putting too much into it, but oh, it's slim, big deer, and a lot riding on it, so just trying to think it all out. Let's stick a stick in there. On there every day, check-ins. 45 seconds. Okay.
Yeah. Can you see that line over there? Because if you had your gun up there, I know. That's what I was wondering, if you could see that line.
Okay, well, we just got our first couple sets done. Lots of cameras. There's a couple cameras here, so we're pretty revved up to check them when we get out of here. But we got a rifle spot set up, a bow spot set up, and a secondary kind of set ready to be hung for an additional archery spot. Kind of all within a quarter mile. So I think we're in good shape. What do you think, Mark?
We're ready for you, Slim.
Dear HR lady, I thought about what you said. I thought about my actions, you know, inexcusable really in a public work environment. You know, some of the things I do and say, just kind of impulsive, I guess. I'm gonna be working on it. I wanted you to know that I agree with the suspension. And, you know, I just look forward to being the best employee I can be. And yeah, you know, I'm just gonna take this time and kind of regroup and get my head back in the game a little bit, maybe. But I'll be back, and I'll be back even stronger. So thank you for the support. Thank you for the hard lesson. And we'll see you in a week. All the guys are out checking cams and picking up hunters. So I figured I'd just throw a few arrows. What I do differently, you know, coming out of mule deer and elk season, whitetails, typically I'm stand hunting or ground blind hunting. So I put some felt right on my launcher here. And what that does, a lot of people don't realize, just putting a little skinny layer of felt on that launcher should be fine. And then they go out and you end up shooting, you know, 5, 6, 8 inches high sometimes. And so it's always good. Anytime you ever put felt on there, change your felt out, what have you, just go and take a few shots. You'll be surprised how many times that you find yourself shooting high and having to make a few minor adjustments. the last morning of our hunt, our quest for Slim. Just waiting to get a little diesel fuel for the truck here, and then we're gonna head in. Put in another solid 9 hours, I guess, today. And unfortunately, tomorrow we gotta be on the road because we're heading to cat camp. So, I don't know, you know, how am I feeling? Tired, but excited. I can't say I'm disappointed. We've been seeing lots of deer. And it's one of those things, you know, when you get a particular deer in your sights, it turns into a grind every time. At least it does for me. I mean, this is a big deer, probably one of the biggest deer I've ever hunted. And I don't know, mixed emotions, I guess, but excited, and hopefully we can put it together here on the last day. You know, I'm sitting in there having anxiety every time I see a deer, or, you know, I saw a deer with a split point. He had a split G2. He's young. That's the young 10. So does Slim. And this deer was not even in the same, you know, zip code as Slim. No, I can't shoot this one. He's a pretty good deer, but he's too young. But he's 130 inch, but I saw that split coming through the trees, you know, which is like this. And my heart just about jumps out of my chest and lands on the floor. I mean, it's that kind of a hunt going on right now. So from day one all the way to the end, here we are, you know, we're passing on some great deer. And it's a tough one because, yeah, you know what, we're here doing a TV show. We have a responsibility to the outfitter. You know, we want to showcase what they're doing here, which always helps with the success of a harvest for sure. We have a responsibility to the fans and the viewership. But again, I think the most important thing to remember is myself as a hunter. I have to be a conservationist too. I'll be the first one to tell you that I am indeed a killer. Make no mistake about it. But I'm a killer and I'm a conservationist. And if I see a deer that I think is young, and it doesn't happen all the time, but I mean in this situation, somewhat a controlled environment, we do have time to look at these deer and make a really good judgment call on them. And if they're a young deer, you know, that's not ready to come out of the breeding cycle yet, they get a pass. And if that means going home with my tag in my pocket, well, so be it. I think at this point in my hunting career, TV show or not, it's the most responsible thing to do. You know, this isn't my first deer. It's not my first deer hunt. I think it's different if you're bringing out a youth hunter or anyone who's brand new to the sport, and you know what, if they want to go out there and pound a 2.5-year-old and it's exciting for them, then you know what, I'm all for that too. So I'm not saying everyone has to pass these 3 and 4-year-old deer. I'm saying be responsible enough to make that conscious decision for yourself and move forward where you're at in your own hunting career.
Yeah, so we're trying to create a little bit of history here at Weber Outfitting. A lot of guys can come back the second and third year and they'll still see some of the same bucks they've seen the very first year they've come or the second year they've come. And the reason why we do that is we want to see the difference in growth throughout the years and give our guys a better opportunity to harvest a good buck.
I think Steve will be successful this year because we have trail cameras up and we have a whole bunch of blinds out, and he's up here for 3 weeks, so he's got lots of time to shoot Slim.
This has become an annual trip for Steve. I wouldn't have it any other way. It's just too much fun. Every time he comes to camp, it's a blast for all of us. So we josh each other a little bit, and we get pretty serious about the hunting too. So it's everything I like in the camp, and I'm happy to see Steve show up. And yes, some of us are happy to see Steve leave.
You know, I'm sure that, once I do connect with Slim and put him on the ground, you know, if I still have some time left, I mean, I'm sure Cliffy will invite me to stay, maybe go fishing for a few days, just hang out and do a few different things, you know? Just really spend some quality time together.
Yeah, I think he's got a bromance with me or something. He's just always wants to be with me.
Big shout out to Mama Weber. Thanks for the fine cooking, and we'll see you next year. Okay. Well, that's not good. It is. I think it's day 10 for us. Just about 3:30 in the afternoon, and I just heard a gunshot. It sounded pretty close. And I freaking hate that. This portion of the show is brought to you by a completely freaked out Steve Ecklund. I put the binos on him and I could tell it was Slim. And from that moment on, I just went into silent mode. I didn't jack around. And he took forever, man. I mean, he walked in over here to my right, came underneath me at about 20 yards. Lots of brush, and kind of walked out and then stood quartering away at 25 yards.
The Edge is brought to you by Old Smokes Coffee Roastery and Cafe, Browning, G5 Outdoors, Prime Archery, Stealth Cam, Outdoor Edge, High Mountain Seasonings, Hornady, Canac Industrial Services, Portable Winch Co., Vortex, Wolverine Guns and Tackle.